Hey, what's going on, team? It's Ricky with Learn Plan Profit. Hope you guys are all having an amazing start to the week. So I missed the reversal right now on uh, ticker symbol you guys, and I'll show you guys. I had orders ready. I was just about to get filled. I just was kind of iffy about it due to the overall like reversal potential. So uh, give me 1 second. Um, Is everything with the live stream okay? Is it quality? I know it's at 480p, so I do apologize for that. But let's see. It's all good. What's up? All right, so we are live, right? All right, perfect. I'm gonna start sharing my screen so you guys can see exactly what it is that I'm looking at. Right now, natural gas is becoming a little bit more, so let me kind of talk to you about the pattern and direction. Right now, natural gas is becoming a little bit more overbought with this descending pattern. So what I'm going to do is I just want to get some more skin in the game. I'm going to put in an order right here. I've been buying and selling the gas. There we go. So natural gas just pushed up even more. I just want to get some skin in the game. So I'm going to do, how much is this? Let's see if I do 26 flat. Yeah, I'll do it with this. So we'll set it there. Try to see if we get filled at around 126. But now let me explain to you why. All I've been trading, I tried right now. Okay, there we go. I just got filled at 126 with 250 shares. You guys saw that, right? So um, give me one quick second. There's an issue going on with my TD Ameritrade platform. Right now, one thing that I do want to point out is the RSI is overbought. The RSI is a little bit overextended. And you can see with this descending pattern based off of previous patterns, patterns tend to repeat themselves. They don't have to. So right now, it's been selling off. It's been getting rejected by the middle, by the SMA line, right? Every time that it pushes up, becomes overbought, gets rejected. So again, understanding the direction, understanding the flow of pattern, understanding when it's not a good deal. I saw value in UGAS, which is natural gas, when it was around 2.54. If you Again, we're paying attention under the trade ideas section. I've been keeping you guys up to date since 4 o'clock in the morning. That's when I started to trade, when I began to see that natural gas began to sell off. So this was kind of indifferent, but then it began to sell off, shows signs of an aggressive pattern. And then as this aggressive sell-off, this is where I made a majority of my money today. But yeah, I caught a support, pushed up, didn't catch the reversal on that one on you guys, but sold off, almost did, and ended up having to cancel that specific order. I think you'll show it here where I had to like cancel my, let's see. Oh no, that was me selling. So I ended up selling at 128.06. I told you guys, I announced it when I locked in profits on DGAS. But yeah, that's pretty much it on that. So right now, I explained to you guys the pattern that I see on natural gas. That's the pattern that I see. If you don't see it, then simply don't trade it, right? That's as simple as that. It's something that I've been watching during pre-market hours, and I saw, I've been definitely trading it very aggressively. Almost every single position, you guys could see right here on the left-hand side. Well, now it says that I have 7 orders because I just got filled, but it's actually 6-day trades that I already took on ticker symbol DGAS, which allowed me to be up what it is that I'm up. So again, I'm just trying to make the most of what it is that I'm trading. And trying to keep it super simple with, when something is overbought and not a good deal, I'll lock in profits. When something is oversold, right? Okay, well, we're pushing back up for this. So there we go. So I'm just gonna add, not just yet. I'm not gonna fully add 250 shares just yet. Whoa, Ricky, come on, slow down. There we go. So I think I have how many shares? 200 shares, not 250. I apologize. I thought I had 250. So I can do 3 more of this. So I'm in with about a 25% position size. How have you guys been feeling about the trade ideas section? Are you guys getting alerts every time that I post my updates? They're not call outs. I want you guys to know that in no way do I ever have any call outs. They're simply, what it is that I'm watching and why. You guys get that, right? Has that been of value or no? Feel free to let me know. If not, then make sure that you make it clear to me. So Did some of you guys not know that that's where, I announce it? I don't get notifications. Yes, I love them. I don't get notifications. Okay, so yes. So I love the trade ideas. Okay, perfect. All right, just want to make sure. So if you're not getting notifications, just make sure that you have your notifications turned on. Um, but yeah, would it be possible for you to tag everyone to get those notifications? Nelson, the whole point of that trade idea section is for me not to have to tag anyone. I don't want to bother people because when I tag everyone, it will literally alert everyone that has their at everyone notifications on. And I just, again, don't want to be an inconvenience to the mass group. So I would rather, now that you know that that's the section that I can only comment on, I hope that it's something that you can refer back to on a consistent basis without there needing to be, um, kind of just that notification aspect. So is your Mac broken or something? No. So one thing, oh, there we go. Oh my goodness, natural gas is still pushing up. So one thing that I do have to do is I have to reset my TOS. It's been kind of bugging out all during pre-market hours. So just give me one quick second. I'm gonna go here. All right, give me 1 second. Sorry for the delay. I almost started to feel a little bit more sick this morning. I don't know if it's because I got up so early, but I went to bed pretty not too late. Like it was 11 a.m. 11 p.m. So not too late, not too early. So give me 1 second. But yeah, definitely did wake up at around 3:50. Just did a quick little analysis, and I really liked kind of what we had going on. So happy that we're able to make it play out the way that it did. Right. I know, right? Oh man, I apologize, Asher. Yeah, this house is pretty crazy, huh? With this is Odie's house. I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram, but I've been posting about it. It's like I don't know, it's definitely much different than mine. So it was a beautiful house. Ricky, you in an escape room? No. Here we go. So pushed up again. This is a perfect example. So I'm really glad that I have not taken. Did you guys see? Um, what's it called? I mean, did you guys see that I almost took a secondary position, but there's no confirmation that this thing is selling off, so there's no reason to, right? So I'm going to set my alert for when this thing breaks above low that EMA line or when it approaches it, and maybe that's when I can decide to go in a little bit more aggressive. Instead of maybe going in with 200 shares, I can go in with 400 shares just to get in like with 75%. So I'm already in with 25, so then to get in with another 50% of a position. So let's keep it simple. So what time did you go to bed to wake up at 4 a.m.? I went to bed around 11 to 11:30 p.m. So nothing crazy, nothing too late. I still got like, let's say 11 p.m. So 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 hours. So 4 to 5 hours. Not bad. But yeah, and I mean, the cool thing about this is like if I really want to, I can decide to take a nap right later throughout the day. But yeah. So I was wondering if you can talk about the difference between confirmation and the stock peaking out. Uh, like I am getting in on the top of my interest. Okay. So confirmations in the way that I would see it would be like right now there is no confirmations. Right now what I'm waiting for, so just to explain kind of my position right now, we're getting a lot of consolidation right now. Natural gas is still trending up and it's building a support, so it's definitely still pushing up, and this is why I only have a smaller position size on DGAS because I don't know if natural gas continues to uptrend, I'll have to sell my position on DGAS, right? Because if natural gas goes up, DGAS goes down, right? So let's understand that. What I'm waiting for is for confirmation for natural gas to sell off. And it's not just a one bar confirmation, but it's a continuous pattern. So you'll hear us talk about it of lower lows or higher highs. So when natural gas broke above the EMA line and began to make higher highs, That's a confirmation that, this previous support of 2.54, right, is now a confirmed support because it's selling off and it's consolidating, trying to build a support, but it's not until the direction changes and then continues to offer a consistent reversal pattern. So again, begins to formulate higher highs that you can see that there's a difference of pattern. Now, one thing that I'm looking for right here is how do I get a confirmation of a sell-off on natural gas to feel comfortable to add more to my position size on DGAS, right? Because if this thing sells off, DGAS goes up, is I don't just want this thing to break below the EMA line. I want there to be lower lows that are formed, kind of like we saw here. So that's why I always go back and refer back to look at the previous times that it's sold off and look at the previous times that it's pushed up, and you'll see how that specific stock or ETF or whatever it is that you are trading normally trades. And by being able to take how it's performed in the past, you can make assumptions, right? So calculate decisions based off of what you could expect and then what to wait for a proper indication of a, reversal or confirmation, right? that is hilarious, Stefan. So I couldn't find the scan criteria set up in the announcement section. So Michael, give me a little bit after the live stream, and then I'll tag at everyone around to point it out. So yeah, thank you for calling it out though. So which is the correlating stock and if the market goes up or trends below? Okay, so one of the things, it depends on like what market you're talking about, right? So right now these are the only things that I'm currently trading. So we can go to my active watch list and then we can open this up. So one thing that I like to focus on is /ES is the S&P 500, right? So you can see it's the S&P 500. So when this goes up, then the market pushes up. Same thing with /NQ. So /NQ, those are the correlating features, right? So the market, this is NASDAQ. This is pushing up, showing signs of an uptrend. Great. So the overall market should be up. The correlating ETFs to like /NQ would be SQs. So so this does the exact opposite of whatever /NQ does. So /NQ goes up, right? If the market's pushing up, SQs will go down. The one that follows /NQ is TQs, so TQQQ. So yeah, but so you sound better, Ricky. I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't sound. I mean, I have a little bit of congestion, but I'm feeling much better. So I really do appreciate it. I'm gonna make sure that I set my alerts and didn't have a dingleberry moment and not set them 1 second team. Here we go. Okay, so I think I did, but I'm gonna set my alert for both sides because hey, you never know, right? You never know. Oh, and we're right around that EMA line. So might be time to add more to my position size on. I'm gonna wait a little bit, and I'm gonna go in with. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh. Is the LPP house open yet? It is not, no. Sweet, so yeah, / jumped too fast for me to get filled. I was right in the same boat when I saw there's someone within the chat. I don't know who it was. It was a purple name. Hey, it was actually you. So I am in you guess, not D guess. It was actually you. I'm pretty sure it was you. When natural gas was down at the support, we talked about it, right? You were in the live chat, and we talked about it that, hey, waiting for the confirmation on you guys. I was trying to get filled multiple times on you guys. How that looked like is I was trying to get filled during pre-market hours, right around this like 22.57, and then I put it up to 22.60, and then 22.65, and it just pushed up too quickly, and then it became too overbought that I was just like, maybe it's not worth it. So right now, natural gas is selling off, and the more that natural gas sells off, the more money I'll make on now D gas. So I just, instead of trying to find the bottom on natural gas, which is a descending pattern right now. I just waited for natural gas to become overbought. Did you guys see that? So I waited for natural gas. So I waited for for that margin to build itself. So I waited for natural gas to become overbought, overextended. And first of all, I'm up right now on my position, but ultimately, it like it doesn't have to continue to sell off. Let's say it comes down here and then pushes up. I probably won't lock in profits quick enough and I'll end up taking a loss. I mean, again, we've talked about this multiple times. Patterns tend to repeat themselves and you have these set steps of like, well, you guys saw what I did. I took a 25% position, right? And then once I got confirmation of below the EMA line for lower lows, I added more to my position size. And I'm looking for /NQ to continue to sell off and approach based off previous patterns around 2.54, right? 2.54 to around 2.55. So with that, yes, I'll make money on DGAS, but ultimately, do I have to? No, right? I mean, it doesn't have to play out according to plan, and that's why you always have to have a plan B. So right now, I'm sure I'm doing just fine with DGAS. Yeah, it's definitely pushing up. So I'm up about $204 on the open. Overall, a little bit over $5,500 on the day. But I don't think I'm going to add more to my position size. I'm in with about, 600 shares. So 600 shares, what does that correlate on over to? $75,000. Yeah, I'm fine with that. So I hate to be that guy, but no, dude, you don't have to be offended. I want to let you know, Alexis, right? You can always go on over to for Learn Plan Profit to the group alerts, and on the pinned section, it's actually right here for you. But here we go, and here we go. So I'll copy it for you. Sorry, man. I'm gonna have to just paste it here, and then hope that works out. Give me one quick second. We got you guys pushing up, so it's showing signs of an uptrend. Now we're up about 500 on that specific position. Again, looking back at /NG, you guys can see how it's selling off. I would normally add more to my position size. Right now, I'm less focused on trying to maximize my position size. Of course, appreciate you asking for that. I really do. But yeah, so right now we got DGAS pushing up. It's again, the more that it pushes up, especially closer to the $128 price point, the more overbought it will become. So I'll just probably do the 100%. I'll get ready to sell it. I'll do limit order. Again, during pre-market hours, I do EXT to be able to buy and sell during pre-market hours. But right now I could just leave it at day. And one thing that I'm going to do is probably just keep it at this just to, well, I'm not ready to sell it just yet. So, whoa. What the heck is going on? I thought I put 127.65. That's so weird. It did this twice to me already with my purchase and with my exits. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. My TOS, I've had to restart it 3 times during pre-market hours because my level 2 is like essential for me for pre-market trading because I can see where the people are buying and where people are selling. So, made me sell early, yeah, so it's been doing the same thing to me. Okay, so it looks like a couple of us are having some issues with that. I'm glad I was able to catch it. That would have sucked to sell at a price point that I didn't want to, especially, I mean, that's a lot of money to me. And I just, want to maximize what I'm doing and not just sell to sell or anything like that. So I'm a newbie. I started your course last weekend and made my first trade today, swing trade, and just 5%. Love the content. Wow, super happy to hear that. It's all your hard work paying off. Let's just make sure that, again, we understand exactly what we did, what we could do better next time, and, what we did very well this time, right? So make sure that we point out our strong points, our areas of opportunity, stuff like that. So, Ricky, you talk about leaving money on the table when you sell your position. Why do you average up but not average down? So when it comes down to the easiest way to answer that question is if something is, so averaging down means that something is losing value, right? So Right now, a perfect example would be /NG. If I was someone that would average down, especially on a position like natural gas where it's selling off, just imagine this: something is losing value, and I want to continue to add to my position size to that. I'm not a swing trader. I'm not going in for long positions. These aren't Fortune 500 companies. These are ETFs that decay over time, and I'm solely going in for a day trade. So I want to make sure that my entries and my exits are efficient according to the way that I'm trading. So I want to make sure that if I again want to grow my account, then I'm trading patterns that are showing signs of growth, and I want to be a part of that action when the action is actually happening. So I'm okay with sometimes going in to get some skin in the game before the overall confirmation, but I always try to keep that less than 25% of my overall position size. So if I plan to trade with $10,000, I'll only go with $2,500 first, and then I'll add more to my position size once the confirmation is there. If it's not there, then I won't add more to my position size. But then again, it goes back to the principle of, if you want to grow your account, then only trade patterns that are showing signs of growth. And you can test this out. So test it out. If you're paper trading, simulation trading, or you're trading with a small account dollar or account size, this is the time to practice, right? And again, this is where you can see that like direction is super important, and I like to make sure that when I'm averaging up, that the direction is in my favor and the margin of profit is still worth it, right? But yeah, ultimately that's what I would kind of say. So off to work. Bye, Ricky. Thank you again for the validation. Isaac, happy to have you here. Have a good time at work. Let's see. So next time you log out and log back. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen that. So sometimes, yeah, it says like memory increase or something like that for TD Ameritrade, correct? Right? Yeah. John Hamidi, what's going on? What's up? What's up? Thank you for answering. No, of course, Corey. Thank you for asking. That was a really good question. And we do have that covered, and we have covered that, right? But it's very important for you to know, because that, why don't you average down, right? And it doesn't mean, hey, I want you guys to know that just because I don't average down doesn't mean that you can't, right? Again, I've told you guys from the very beginning, I'm not here to tell you exactly what to do. I'm telling you why I don't average down. A very common mistake that I saw myself make. I don't even want to compare myself to newer traders when I got started. Let's just say in my experience, a common mistake I saw myself make is I was trading a lot of descending patterns, and I would average down to try to, in my head, it made sense to me. I had a lower average purchase price, and I was just waiting for something to reverse back up, and then I'd lock in profits. I'd try to, but sometimes it would never come back up. So I'd never make any money, right? Ultimately, I found it to be so much more efficient just to wait for when the action is actually happening of that uptrend, and I just take part of it, right? So I just have to be more selective with my entries and with my exits, and making sure that the overall direction and the marginal profit is in my favor. So I just wanted to say that I really appreciate learning in these live. Appreciate that, Jeff. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. It means a lot. So just locked in profits on DGAS, a little bit under 1%. Didn't have gets. Hey, it's not about having the gets, and I think you did an amazing job, because right now it looks like DGAS is actually pulling back a little bit. So you might have done it, almost perfectly. So hopefully it played out perfect for you. So. Oh, yeah. So I don't know. I listened to Joe Rogan's videos with a sleep doctor, and it was very beneficial for my life. Highly recommend. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'll definitely go ahead and check it out. Ricky has those horses in the back. What? Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. So we're definitely getting a sell-off right now. So it looks like natural gas tried to catch a support right around the 2.55 area. So we'll have to see how this plays out, because as of right now, it's not looking too good for me. And I told you guys, I was waiting. I told you guys from the very beginning, I was waiting for natural gas to approach 2.54. And that's why I watched my position size. That's why I didn't go in with more. I felt like I'll leave it here. because I thought that there could be a potential support here, and it looks like it was. Do you guys see what happened? It pushed up just like it did before, sold off. It didn't go as low as it did before, and then it's trying to push back up again. So the MACD looks good for natural gas. Our side is a little bit more on the overbought side, but I can't say that you guys is making higher highs because it's not. It's kind of just still in the same range. It's kind of just consolidating, right? So let's make sure that we stay true to understanding these price ranges of the low points and the high points. So might be an area of opportunity for me later throughout the day. But I definitely did expect, and I told you guys when I took my initial position size, that I plan to sell degas when natural gas is in between this area. I didn't think that it was going to 100% bounce here, but I knew that it was a possibility. So why haven't you sold your degas position? I just explained it. Why do you usually trade degas more than /NG? Well, I never trade /NG. So if you're talking about why I trade it more than you guys, think about it. So it's not that I do. It's actually traded you guys a lot more often, before. But why? Let me answer this question for me for all those that can. Why am I trading? Why am I trading a lot more right now degas than I am you guys? Can you guys answer that for me? Why would I be trading more degas right now? Why? It's not that I like degas more than you guys, right? There we have it. Natural gas is downtrending. The direction of degas has been pushing up. So it's not that like, oh, I want to trade degas more. I don't care which one goes up or which one goes down, but I want to make sure, like, why am I not swing trading right now? Because there's not a consistent enough pattern that I've been able to identify that I feel comfortable holding a position more than one day. That's why. But that's based off of my criteria, my objectives, right? But same thing when it comes down to these day trades. Why am I not day trading you guys as much? Because I don't feel like the direction is in my favor. So overall, it's not that I prefer more one than the other. It's that ultimately I value the direction much more than what I care to trade, right? Because natural gas is downtrending. My guy Justin Larson in the house. Woo woo. What's up? What's up? You just trade according to what /NG does. I have a huge focus on the direction of natural gas. Yes. I'm not even looking at the patterns really of the ETFs that I'm trading during pre-market hours. I'm looking at the direction of natural gas /NG. I've said that multiple times that I have a lot more patterns to read off of natural gas than I would on /NG. So could play the U gas balance, but it could be a greater risk. I agree. Like right now, and right now it's at like a critical point. I want you guys to know this. Like right now, we don't know if natural gas is going to continue to uptrend or if it's going to continue to downtrend, right? Because right now it's doing things that it hasn't done during pre-market hours. So I would call this a critical point where you might want to give it more time to determine its direction. And that's okay. It literally just means that you have to be more patient before your next entry. So one thing that sometimes I do take into consideration, like when I was considering buying UGAS, why did I not go into UGAS so confidently when it was down here than how I did when I was trading DGAS? Well, because the overall direction of natural gas is selling off. So I don't know if me buying here means that, natural gas is still going to continue to sell off. I would hope that it would continue this pattern, but ultimately the direction of natural gas is selling off. So there's another layer of risk for me to trade, you guys. So just wanted to share that with you guys. So can DGAS and UGAS both downtrend? Not something that I've seen before, but yeah. What are your thoughts on /CL? Yeah, let's do enough about, so we'll keep it there. I'm just going to set my alerts for myself. We're already going to be closing out the live stream. So yeah, I'm going to break down Alexis call out. And if you guys have any call outs, just feel free to post it in the ticker call out format and I'll break it down for you. So let's do that. I want to focus on you guys now. Here we go, /CL. So as of right now, /CL, definitely selling off. What do you guys see here? Overall low points, so price points, again, overall low ranges, high ranges around when it's around this 593 area, right? And when it pushes above that, So right now UWT would look a little bit more on the oversold side, but again, still downtrending, so confirmation is key. So great call out on this, and then it's almost going to be the opposite for forward slash ES. This thing's overbought, overextended, and look at this pattern, how it trades, right? So it's overbought, looks like it might sell off, so make sure you understand the low point and high points. We got JNUG over here by Alexis, appreciate that. So let's go ahead and break that one down for you. Alrighty. Yeah, so when looking at JNUG, I like to focus on forward slash GC. So if you don't mind, I'm just gonna check that out real quick. I don't know why I can't find the feature, but forward slash GC. I would be careful with this. This is just my opinion, Alexis, but huge sell-off, right? A lot of consolidation, and right now the direction is not in your favor for JNUG. So because when forward slash GC sells off, so does JNUG. So right now we're just getting a lot of consolidation. It's trying to build a support. I would be more patient with your entry, and I think we're seeing a very similar pattern on that with JNUG. The inverse ETF is JDST. This thing's overbought, and yes, it's trying to sell off, but the direction is not super clear. So especially if you're under the PDT rule, I would just be very careful with your entries and your exits, and just make sure that the overall direction is in your favor. So you have a little bit more patterns to, this is all you have to go off of during pre-market hours for JNUG. But if you simply look at forward slash GC, you can kind of really see what influenced that change, right? What influenced that sell-off, this consolidation and stuff like that. So forward slash NG just broke above 2.56. It's nice. There we go. So static on the cell phone. It's actually, I don't think, that's actually the vacuum. I think my laptop is like over here. We're closing out the live stream anyways. So sorry about that. There we go. Okay, so AMD with this, there has to be some fundamental reason that drove the price up on this. Some news. Yeah. All right. So I would look into that. So does gush and drip follow the mixture of forward slash NG and forward slash sale? I wouldn't say that there's any exact correlating future for it, but the ones that I try to look at that have some form of influence is something like forward slash CL, but there's not an exact specific future for that. So that's why I'm a little careful when trading those specific ETFs. So PLNT is reversing soon. Okay, I would still want to give it a little bit of time. Yeah, it does look like it's trying to build this potential reversal, but again, it's been rejected at the EMA line before. So I have my alert set already, as you guys can see on the right-hand side. Let's just be very patient with this one, right? But great call out and great reminder on that. So, okay, sweet. AMD just announced their new line of resin processors on Saturday. Okay, it made sense, right? So why that push happened? There's a reason behind it. But again, it's relevance. There's hype. That's really what's driving the price up right now, and just know that that's not going to last forever, right? So right now, very consistent descending pattern. So yes, it's kind of you catching it at the low point. Just understand that it doesn't mean that you can't make money off of this. It just means that the overall direction is not in your favor. So as long as you understand that, again, understand that the inverse of USLV is DSLV. And yes, this is probably more on the overbought side, but this has a better, direction of what pushes up. And if I'm not mistaken, this is silver-based ETFs. So this thing follows, I think it's forward slash SI, right? That's the silver futures. Yeah, there you go. So I don't talk about these too often, but just know that they offer a very consistent pattern. Do you guys see that? Not too sure if you guys were all aware of that, but it's good to understand the low points and the high points and stuff like that. So true about AMD has a very strong resistance. Yep. I think it's very important to understand that when trading something like that. So let's check out forward slash NG. Let's see if there's a break of pattern. Maybe I'll have to cut losses. Definitely showing signs of it now pushing up. So the MACD is looking a little, I don't even care too much about the MACD because it's not acting too much of a real indicator right now. if I see that this thing continues to push up, I'm just going to have to manage my risk on DGAS. I wanted to give it a little bit more time, but yeah, if this thing continues to push up above 2.57 and continues to make higher highs, I'll cut losses on my position on DGAS. So I'll set my alert and then kind of go off of that. But yeah, as you guys can see, like MACD and RSIs can be good indicators, but sometimes when the direction and when the momentum is so great for a specific stock or ETF, that's why we always say don't trade against the pattern. I feel, and again, this was my area of opportunity today, I feel like I did a decent job identifying when natural gas was overbought, which meant that DGAS was oversold. I took a 25% position size. I waited for the confirmation, did what I thought that was the right thing to do. I probably could have done a better job where I saw consolidation on /NG, so I should have locked in profits on DGAS. I was, looking at previous patterns, and during pre-market hours, which is all I was trading, it went down to 2.54, at least in between this range. I didn't even expect to sell when it was at 2.54. I expected to sell right around like 2.545 or something, but it never got to that. So again, I paid the price for it. I felt like I was doing my part. Looks like I wasn't, but I just wanted to share, even when I have these set list of kind of steps of adding to my position size and waiting for certain things, because I had a certain plan, to me it was worth the risk. But on this trade, it just didn't play out according to plan, and that's where the plan B just has to come into effect and just have to manage my risk. So yeah, it's been fun. Again, altogether, I'm still up a decent amount on the day. So yeah, I'll keep you guys with my overall position size, and maybe we'll be trading some UGAS if the overall direction begins to change for it. So I really do appreciate your guys' time. If you guys have any questions, I'll keep you guys up to date with. I actually really liked it. It reminded me, like, I really liked that pattern on /SI and how consistent it is. I do think that DSLV is very overbought, but I think when it sells off and it approaches that support again, I don't know about you guys and how you guys feel about that, but it is probably something that I'm going to look forward to and kind of like watching when it's back at the support. So thank you guys again for your time. Continue working hard, continue following dreams, let your passion be your strategy and success. Invest in Tesla. Sounds good. This is my first live stream today. Learned a lot. Oh, appreciate that. Happy to have you here. So cheers, mate. Just added my thumbs up. Appreciate that, guys. Hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Continue working hard, continue following dreams, let your passion be a strategy and success. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year. Be patient, be selective, and lock in those profits. Take it easy.